On to the weather now. And those storm cells were incredible, Lara. Have we seen the end of them yet?
Not yet, Juanita. Those systems that really came through were unrelenting, very unpredictable conditions, but it's not over just yet. We did get to a top of 24 degrees today. There is still lots of moisture in the air, so the humidity levels were around the high 90s. We saw heavy falls through the upper west and right down the coastline. Kohler received a big hit this morning, just over 40 millimetres, and the storm cells were right through the Sydney Basin. It didn't affect the overnight lows too much on the coast, though. They were still a few degrees warmer than the average. Now, the maximums generally cooler, but they were hampered by the wild weather. Tonight, there are warnings in the upper west and the slopes for damaging winds as well as heavy rainfall. Now, on the satellite here, we've got plenty of cloud cover around the southeast. It's also impacting the Queensland interior, and it's all linked to an upper level trough that has moved through central parts. This has actually dragged some humid air into the southeast, and that is causing lots of unstable conditions. In the capitals tomorrow, wet down the eastern coast, hot in central parts and cloudy in the west. Now, we did have massive falls in the gauges. Now, from midnight until 4 o'clock this afternoon, the highest rainfall was at Wyong on the central coast with 143 mils, then followed by Marrickville with 110 millimetres. Tomorrow, most of the falls will be around the interior and on the northern coastal region, and we're likely to see some severe storms too. In the north tomorrow, cloudy conditions. We will see widespread showers. There is the chance of a storm. Those conditions will continue right up until the weekend, and we could see some big falls around Byron too. On the waters, winds up to 25 knots, seas at 1.5 metres. Further south, cloudy conditions, showers later in the day. There is the chance of a storm. Meanwhile, on the waters, onshore winds at 20 knots and seas at 1.5 metres. Now, across the interior tomorrow, we will see the storms that will be moving east, and we will have widespread showers. The storms will be mainly around the upper west, and in terms of the temperatures, they'll be in the low to mid-30s. Meanwhile, on Sydney waters, we will see onshore winds at 20 knots and seas at 1 metre. Now, tomorrow we will see showers all across the Sydney Basin, and we're likely to see some thunderstorms, although they won't be as bad as what we saw today. The humid conditions, though, will be bumping up the temperatures ever so slightly. We'll get to a top of 28 degrees in the city, 27 in the west. And looking to the week ahead, rainy conditions and possible storm activity right up until next week. Warm conditions to continue, Juanita.
Thanks for that, Lara. Lee Sales is here now with 7:30.